You gave me this thing, you're dying now.
That's the reason.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
So I'm gonna stab you 17 times.
Yeah, like...
Hi.
Hi.
And welcome back to another episode of Unconventional Tea Time.
Cheers.
Cheers. All right, so for those who've just joined us, Claudia, what is it that we talk about on the show?
Well, you know, we meet every week and we share stories with you guys. So I focus on love, relationships, and family-related stories. And then Kevin does true crime.
Mm-hmm. What do we have today for our tea time?
We have a few snacks. We do. We have no donuts this time. We have our sour straws.
Oh, I love those.
Yeah,
those are
like
so
strawberry,
good.
everything.
Yeah.
And
they also have a blue one that I really like. Is that?
Oh, they do?
Like a blue raspberry?
Yeah, I would like that, but
yeah.
I didn't see it.
But anyway, strawberry is always a good choice.
Yeah, good choice. Can't go wrong with you. Our next snack is this Korean honey twist snack. These are pretty good. I always crave these. They're so bad for you, but they're so good. They're like fried, covered in honey, and just really crispy and crunchy.
Is tea time supposed to be healthy? No, right?
No. Don't expect it to ever be healthy.
If you're looking for something healthy, you're not going to get it here.
No.
Lastly, we have these chips from Taiwan. It's called Lucky Stars. And these are one of your favorites?
Yeah. So we have a sour, sweet, and savory today.
Oh, perfect. We didn't even think about it. It just
we didn't
came together.
Plan it, but it came together.
So, how are you doing this week?
This week, I'm doing a lot better. Last week was just a nightmare for me.
Okay, so we were supposed to record last Thursday.
Yeah, but we didn't. Somebody only had a sore throat.
I had a sore throat. I was like, I don't think I have a voice to record. And then she told me,
yeah, you're worried about your voice. I had food poisoning. I was going through some kind of weird virus.
And she was gonna come. She was like really dedicated.
I was gonna be a trooper. I was like, I'm gonna come record because we're gonna get stuff done. But you're like, oh, sorry, I can't. I have a sore throat. While I'm like sitting on the toilet, I went probably, I don't know, I lost count. Probably 12 times in the 30 hours. And it was weird because I kept like, it's coming out somewhere. Either like it was coming out every time I would like burp. I was really gassy, burp, and then it would almost like come up. It's like really gross.
So basically, it's coming out all the way.
It smelled like something died in my mouth. What the? It was horrible. I was a mess. I was not able to like really go out, but I was willing to like.
And she was still gonna come and
risk.
record. Okay, well. Now we know who's more dedicated.
I was very dedicated when you told me that. Excuse me,
and sore throat, I was gonna come.
We were gonna have to take a lot of takes in case. I gotta go now. It's time. I need to go. Sorry, cut. Yeah, let's just take it easy. I've had a rough week. How about you, Kevin?
I'm okay. Better this week. But I feel like every time I see you, my throat is itchy. There's something about your vibe that's like
you're gonna blame
my
it
throat.
on me.
Weekend was good. We went to this hot pot place with a karaoke inside.
Oh,
it was pretty cool.
That's really cool, actually.
Yeah.
I wanna go. We should go.
So can you actually stay there and sing? Like, they don't like. Is there like a time limit? I'm sure there's like a time limit. How long you can stay?
I'm not sure,
right?
but when we went, they're like, you can sing as long as you want.
Wow, that's so chill, actually. That's quite nice. Yeah. We need to go there. I mean, and you said you guys had hot pot, so...
Hot pot, so spicy hot pot and then singing.
Oh, that's hard on the throat, but I mean, I would still be down. I can't say no to either, because you know I love my hot pot, spicy food, and I love singing. But as you told me, they had... terrible service. You didn't have
It was just slow, so things were coming out like throughout 3 hours that we were sitting there. And we ordered one time.
It was the owner himself singing in the background. Maybe he was busy singing.
And also halfway, like look through the entrance and then I see like 3 firefighters come in.
Oh.
And we're like, what the hell is going on?
There's no fire, right?
There's no fire. But like the workers like running around like frantically checking things, and then they had to turn off our stove.
Okay, so maybe that's why.
minutes.
Maybe that's why you had to wait. Probably, maybe.
No.
No? It was just poor.
It was already like really slow before that.
But would you go back again? Would you go for my sake, just to like...
Yeah, I guess so. For you to experience the slowness.
Should we open a snack? Should we start
Which
with...
one you want to start with?
I think you want the straws, right? Okay, we'll start with the straws. Here, help yourself.
Yay. Now,
Alright.
how am I supposed to tell my story now?
No, it's supposed to be about true crime, but I'm enjoying this. It's okay. I'm ready for your story.
All right.
Hit me
So
with it.
this is the story of Gypsy Rose and her mom, Dee Dee Blanchard. Okay, so first I'll right off the bat, what do we think of the names? Gypsy
Her
Rose
name
and
is
Dee Dee.
Gypsy. I was about to ask you. Interesting. I wonder why.
So when I was reading this, I was like, these are names I never came across.
I don't hate my name so much anymore. It's all I can say. Gypsy Rose.
Gypsy Rose, are you there?
She's there. She's alive.
Oh my god. Dee Dee's pretty interesting too. Hey Dee Dee.
Dee Dee, right?
Dee Dee.
So on June 14th, 2015, in Springfield, Missouri, police found a body of Dee Dee face down in her bedroom. She was lying on the bed in a pool of her own blood, and she suffered from 17 stab wounds in her back. 17 stab wounds. And her daughter, Gypsy Rose, was missing, nowhere to be found. And I think being stabbed in your sleep is like one of my worst fears. Like, can you imagine you're just...
I'm sorry. In your sleep.
In your sleep.
Any circumstance, I'd be terrified.
I know, but this is
I'm
even
gonna
worse.
kill
You're
you
just-
now.
I'm resting, your guard's down, and you're like very vulnerable, and then you're just getting stabbed in the back.
Okay, well, yeah, like the shock.
And you can't even you can't defend yourself.
It
You
would
can't-
have already
like,
happened.
I'm done. Yeah.
I'm done. Okay, you are done. Okay, can I say this?
What are you gonna say?
I'm gonna say like I'm gonna kill you for giving me this name. Is this the story? Because you gave me such a crappy name, I'm gonna kill you. You gave me this name, you're dying now.
That's the reason.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
So I'm gonna stab you 17 times.
Yeah, like, yes, this daughter just was like, I hate this name.
I had enough.
Yeah, you gotta die.
She could have just changed her name. Let's find out if that's
Yeah.
the reason.
Yes, I need to find out.
So after this happened, the community went into chaos because they felt that Gypsy Rose must have been kidnapped by the killer. And they also heard from the mom that Gypsy Rose had multiple health conditions, so she wouldn't be able to survive long without her medications with her. And then their friends and family grew even more concerned when they found a Facebook post later on a page that Gypsy Rose and Dee Dee shared. And the post read, "That bitch is dead." Okay, first of all, who shares a Facebook with their parents?
Okay, no, like,
Is that a thing?
but like, there's people who like,
The same page, though.
I mean, no, it's happened. I've seen.
Why does it sound like you... Do you share one with your mom?
No, thank
You're,
God,
like,
no.
defending it. You're
Thank
like,
God, no. No, because I'm just thinking, if I had like a 5-year-old or a 10-year-old girl, I wouldn't mind.
oh, you mean like if you had a kid, you would want to share one with them?
I mean, it wouldn't be the weirdest thing. I'd be like, oh yeah,
But
like.
they wouldn't. They'd be like, no.
Obviously, no. Excuse
Like,
me.
no.
Let me have a child first, and then let me ask them. Don't answer for
I'll
them.
answer. I already know their answer
No,
before they're even
that's
born.
you. Your mom probably came to you and asked Kevin, let's share a face.
That's a definite.
No.
Remember last week I told you, like, when I was gonna record this story, I was like, there's some relation to you. Remember that? I told
Hey,
you.
now it's creepy.
Dee Dee's actual name, so her real name
Oh my
is
God, no.
Claudine.
Is this why you found this story? They're like, oh, here you are.
Claudine Blanchard.
That ain't me.
All right, so Dee Dee. So we'll go with Dee Dee. Dee Dee had Gypsy
Please.
in. Dee Dee had Gypsy in 1991, so she's the same age as us.
Oh, okay.
When she was just 24 years old. So Dee Dee was 24 when she had Gypsy.
Young mother.
With a guy named Rod Blanchard.
Okay.
But Rod and Dee Dee didn't end up staying together. But the dad was still around. So he was involved with in Gypsy's life, and he also paid monthly child support. So when Gypsy was just 3 months old, Dee Dee told the dad that Gypsy had sleep apnea. Do you know what sleep apnea is?
No.
So it's a sleep condition where there are pauses in your like breathing, like while you're sleeping, there's pauses, and it's followed by short, shallow breaths after. So it's almost like you're choking.
Right? I was like, is it like...
Like you're short of breath.
Yeah.
It normally causes snoring. And if I recall correctly, I think you snore.
Okay, but I...
Early onset.
In trouble breathing.
Now, as Gypsy grew older, Dee Dee felt that Gypsy had a wide range of health issues. And when Gypsy was around 7 or 8, she was involved in an accident while riding her grandfather's motorcycle, which left her needing to be in a wheelchair.
Crazy.
So shortly after Gypsy started going to school, Dee Dee had to pull her out and start homeschooling her instead because her illnesses were just too severe. And at this time, Dee Dee and Gypsy lived in public housing in New Orleans. Don't really know how to pronounce it. And they were just living off of child support from the dad. So Dee Dee dedicated her time. So because Gypsy's so ill, she dedicated her time to finding doctors and specialists to try to treat Gypsy's medical conditions.
That's a very difficult situation.
And Gypsy took multiple medications, and she even went for like several surgeries to try to see if they can find out what is wrong with her.
Concerning the sleeping, that issue?
She had other medical conditions, like spasms and seizures.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
so it got a lot worse.
And then, in August of 2005, Hurricane Katrina hit New Orleans.
Oh my god.
Do you remember hearing about Hurricane Katrina?
Yeah.
Yeah, so Hurricane Katrina was a very devastating Category 5 hurricane that resulted in 1,392 deaths and estimated damage of 97.4 billion to 145.5 billion US dollars. Yeah, so up to this point, do you feel more for the mom or for Gypsy? Or for both?
For both, but more for the mom. It sounds to me... Claudine, Dee Dee. She sounded like... Definitely she was struggling, and she was a young mother, and she was single mother. And Gypsy was just not the easiest child in terms of like having to take care. She sounds like a good mom.
Like she dedicated her time. Like she had
she's trying her best
to find doctors.
Yes, and she's not giving up on her daughter. Mm-hmm. She's trying her best, and with the circumstances. So yeah.
All right, so before we continue, I'm going to show you a picture of Dee Dee and Gypsy Rose.
Aww. Okay, really not what I
envisioned. But yeah, this is
Oh, they're
Dee
so
Dee.
cute. Oh, it makes me want to cry.
Well, they've gone through so much, right? So
yeah, it just looks very just one word to sum it up: sweet. So sad. Dee Dee looks like a good mom.
All right, so the devastation of Hurricane Katrina forced Dee Dee and Gypsy Rose to move to Missouri, where the mother and daughter became a little bit famous for their story. So they're like survivors of Hurricane Katrina.
Oh, that.
Yeah, she's a single mom, and Gypsy Rose has all these conditions and is trying to fight for her life, basically.
Mm-hmm. Oh, she's a great mom. You can't really fake that. You can't.
So
really...
yeah, so the community would like notice that, oh wow, they're trying to pull their life together and rebuild in Missouri.
Like you would cheer for them. You would support them.
So because of that, there was an organization called Habitat for Humanity, and they built them a house with a wheelchair ramp.
Aww.
They even made it on Make-A-Wish Foundation, and they sent them on free trips to Disney World and passes to concerts.
Because they suffered a lot from the hurricane.
Yeah. And people heard about them, and they felt
donations and all that. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
The community is very, very nice for doing that.
Yeah.
So because Dee Dee and Gypsy Rose received a lot of attention, a lot of doctors and specialists heard about them, and they reached out and wanted to help them and really like figure out what's wrong with Gypsy Rose. So a doctor named Bernardo Bernardo Flasterstein.
All these.
Pretty sure I'm not saying it right.
Okay, let me.
Bernardo.
Can you show it?
Bernardo Flasterstein.
No, yeah, I would pronounce it Bernardo Flasterstein. Yeah.
Flasterstein.
Yeah, that's
That was
all.
a mouthful. So Flasterstein did a checkup on Gypsy Rose, and guess what he discovered she has?
Something that she wasn't diagnosed with before.
So Bernardo Flasterstein found nothing. Gypsy Rose did not
Wait, what?
have any of these diseases. She was a healthy kid. And then, so he even said, quote, "I don't see any reason why she doesn't walk." So Flasterstein later got in touch with Gypsy Rose's previous doctors and found out they also believed that Gypsy Rose is a perfectly healthy child.
I'm sorry, I cannot what? I'm struggling right now. I'm really struggling. I need to put this down now. I'm just all these I feel so uncomfortable now.
After everything that you said.
Wait. Who is the one? Someone's lying. Who the hell's lying?
I'll just give you the answer. The
No,
answer
it's
is
Dee
Dee Dee.
Dee Dee, you let me down. No.
She's not the sweet,
I don't want to believe it.
sweet mom that you thought she was. So this is actually a mental disorder. So this mental disorder is called Munchausen. See these names in this story.
Okay, can you direct me to that word?
It's called Munchausen syndrome by proxy. So this disorder is where a caregiver creates fake illnesses for a person in their care. So I'm guessing it's to there's several different ideas why they do this. It's to
Dee
get
Dee, I'm
attention.
so disappointed. I have to finish my water for this.
She wants attention.
I'm at loss for words. That's so bad. You're hurting your child.
Yeah, she went through surgeries to
you
that
heavily
she doesn't need it.
medicated your child just for you want to look like a hero.
So now we're gonna fast forward to 2010 when she was 19. But so all through this, Gypsy Rose had a feeling that something was wrong, that something's just not adding up, because she knew that she could in fact walk, that she doesn't need a wheelchair. So one night, Gypsy Rose showed up at her neighbor's door standing. So she's standing. She wants to show that she can walk. And she was begging the neighbor for a ride to a hospital. But Dee Dee quickly rushed over and intervened, and she told the neighbor that Gypsy was just mentally ill, not capable, and she doesn't know what she's talking about. So she quickly took Gypsy back home. And people would believe that, she has all these conditions.
It's been going on for so long,
yeah,
right?
and then who knows what the medication does to her mind, and maybe she's not thinking properly.
That's so sad.
Yeah. Well, she did try to escape again. So after the whole neighbor thing, she tried to escape again after an event in 2011. Dee Dee found Gypsy Rose in a hotel room with a guy that she had met online. So she obviously found internet. So she started talking to people, and then she knew she had to get away. So she met this guy she met online. But once again, Dee Dee found her and took her back.
I feel like at this point, their relationship is probably changing.
Oh yeah, for sure. It has turned. Now Dee Dee's thinking,
oh, you're gonna run away. I'm gonna
You're not my sweet,
Angel.
innocent daughter.
Yeah.
And maybe has catched on that her
now
daughter
you're growing
is...
up. Now you're maybe finding out what's going on. So Dee Dee smashed her computer, so Gypsy Rose's computer, with a hammer and threatened to hammer Gypsy Rose's fingers if she were ever to escape again.
Oh my god.
And besides that, Dee Dee also kept Gypsy Rose on a leash and handcuffed her for 2 weeks to her bed.
Oh my god. Okay, Dee Dee is way too far now.
So Gypsy Rose did not give up. 2 years later, actually, was it 2 years later? 1 year later, 2012, Gypsy continued to go on the internet and she met another boy. He was around her age and his name was, okay, this is another interesting name, Nicholas Godajon.
It's okay, show me.
Godajon. Can you take a guess on what kind of site she met Nicholas on?
No, I'm scared. Why don't you tell me? I don't want to guess. I'm kind of
No, it's just an interesting fact. They met on a Christian single group site.
Oh, okay. I thought this was gonna get really dark, like a very like.
What do you mean?
I don't know.
What were you thinking?
I don't know what's out there.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm terrified. Okay, so it's innocent. Here I was thinking some weird ass like
weird groups? Like, what do you...
weird groups. I was like, why, do you know any? Because I
Or
don't.
do you know anything?
Yeah,
You're holding back.
The way you were asking me,
Yeah.
no, I don't. That was so believable to the camera. No, truly, you know.
Sure.
Excuse me, I haven't been dated ever. No.
I haven't been dated.
No, I have never even
I
downloaded.
haven't been dated.
See, I have not even downloaded a dating app before. Okay?
Okay, that is true.
So why would I know? I've never even downloaded one.
You, however, you would know.
I wouldn't know.
More than me. Oh,
Okay, so Nicholas...
Christian dating app. Okay, good.
So Nicholas had a mental illness and he was on the autism spectrum.
Okay.
So Gypsy Rose would sneak online and talk to Nicholas through the years, and they would flirt and even talk about marriage and having kids. So finally, Gypsy Rose arranged and paid for Nicholas to meet up with her in Springfield, Missouri, where she lived. And guess what happened, or what they did when they first met in person?
When you put it that way, why did they do that? Did they get married?
No. So
Oh, okay. Well,
when they first met in person, according to Nicholas, Gypsy Rose led him to the bathroom and they had sex.
what was I that? I was like, did they do it or?
Oh, were you thinking that
I
too?
was like, doing it just the way you called it out.
You gotta get those needs met. They're young adults. They gotta get it down.
Yeah. She needs to get that out of the way. Good for her.
So from there on out, Gypsy Rose and Nicholas continued talking, and they eventually began to develop a plan to
Escape.
No, to kill Dee Dee. Well, yeah, that's an escape in a way.
Oh no! Need some sugar in my life.
But we already had sugar.
It's different kind of sugar.
These are always so crunchy.
Yeah.
So good. So crunchy.
Yes. All right. Getting a little carried away by the snacks, but carry on.
So in 2015, Nicholas returned back to Springfield to Gypsy Rose. And the plan was, so one night in June of 2015, Dee Dee and Gypsy Rose returned back home from a doctor's appointment. And Dee Dee decided to go to bed. Then Gypsy Rose led Nicholas into the house and gave him duct tape, gloves, and a knife. So I think at this point, like, she was waiting for so long to free herself and to like get rid of the mom.
They have one chance to really execute this plan, I feel like.
I feel like the handing of these tools to Nicholas, it's like the savior, kind of like, he's gonna rescue me.
Oh, he's my prince, saving the princess, locked up in the tower.
So Gypsy Rose hid in the bathroom, covered her ears as Nicholas stabbed Dee Dee 17 times in her back while she was still asleep. So after the deed was done, guess what they did after? What Nicholas and Gypsy Rose did after?
Of course, they went to have sex.
To celebrate. You gotta celebrate with sex. So after they celebrated with sex, they took $4,000 from Dee Dee and fled to a motel.
Okay.
They later bussed to Nicholas's house in Wisconsin, but then they were arrested days later. So remember the Facebook post that I mentioned earlier where it read that died?
Oh, yeah.
Well, Gypsy said the reason why she did it was because she wanted people to find out. She wanted people to find Dee Dee's body.
Why? She wanted to get caught?
She wanted people to actually find the body and deal with it because she felt bad after the stabbing.
It's a very sad story.
So Nicholas was sentenced to life in prison for first-degree murder, and Gypsy Rose was sentenced to 10 years for second-degree murder. And fun fact, she's actually eligible for parole this year, so she could get out. And that is the story of Dee Dee and Gypsy Rose Blanchard. So did you enjoy the story this week?
I did. It was really interesting. I feel like, woo, just like you think you know and then you don't know.
That's
and then,
how I love to tell a story.
Yeah, plot twist. Do you think that Dee Dee deserved her fate? Do you think in the end she got what she deserved?
No. I still don't think she deserved to die.
Really?
Why, you think so?
Oh my god, I'm laughing because I thought you were saying yes.
No.
Okay, well,
Obviously what she did was wrong, but I don't think she should still die. There's so many other ways to deal with it.
True.
So clearly you think she should die.
No, I didn't know you were
It's okay, now you can...
Like, no, but I'm not against it.
Okay.
Anyways, you can close it.
Thank you guys for joining us again on Unconventional Tea Time. Hope you guys enjoyed that story. Like and subscribe for more. And next week, Claudia, you'll be sharing a story with us, right?
Yep, I have a wacky one.
Oh.
Really interesting one, and I can't wait to hear all of your thoughts on it, including yours.
Yeah, can't wait.
Yep.
So join us next time on
Unconventional Tea Time. Bye.
Bye.